After playing many hours of Space Marine 2, Saber's latest installment of Games Workshop IP Warhammer 40k, I wanted to put out a quick overview and a gut reaction to the game. Overall, it is a fun game, the art is well done, there have been extremely few bugs and issues, and they gave me, a fan of Warhammer 40k Space Marines faction, a chance to play as an Imperial Fist Marine, carving up Tyranids. This game is not without its potential hang-ups, learning curves, and design oddities, though. As with many games, I'd see design decisions and think, I know why you did that, but I would never. And then there are times I think, I have no idea why you did that, and you should never. With that in mind, let's jump into some pros and cons. Starting with the good stuff. Very true to the lore and narrative. Even though you can get Space Wolves, Ultramarines, and Salamanders all on the same ship to go fight Chaos Marines in a distant planet, which is a little odd, but it's still fun, it holds pretty true enough to the narrative. The paint possibilities alone got me to burn a few hours in creating my own version of an Imperial Fist Marine. The graphics are wonderful. I appreciate the lighting, shaders, and level layouts of the game. They are using a proprietary in-house engine they call the Swarm engine. I think the engine also does well with getting the massive amounts of enemies on screen at once, giving the feel of being taken over by a Tyranid swarm. The different classes are great. This lets you choose from 6 different classes in the operations side of the game: Tactical, Assault, Vanguard, Bulwark, Sniper, and Heavy. Each one has its pros and cons, given the situation. A few of these can be tuned for any playstyle. I spent a lot of time working on the Assault Marine, tried the Bulwark for a while, and then really settled on the Tactical. All of them are viable and present great possibilities for almost any situation. The classes are well defined, the weapons feel right for what they are, and the hidden photo mode was actually kind of cool. It's only in the campaign. That being said, there were some hang-ups I found with the game. The first one being that while you can easily solo the campaign, the operations mode does not seem to scale with how many players are deploying in the mission. This means playing alone can be extremely difficult, even on the lowest difficulty setting, while playing the mid-level difficulty can be a breeze with a full team. This might be a downer for those who don't have a lot of friends that play this game and don't want to play with strangers. I also got a little frustrated with the weapon's effectiveness against certain types of enemies, causing a dichotomy in playstyle for me. Traditional bolter weapons slinging large amounts of lead at enemies are wonderful for dispatching hordes of Tyranids, but struggle to put down even a single Chaos Marine. Switching over to a Melta-weapon or plasma-based firearm flips that narrative. However, I can run a Melta-weapon and pretty much crush everything, which makes some of the other weapons fairly pointless. Multiple dead. This does introduce a level of ammo conservation, but not enough to make it a deterrent. Also, since I'm an artist in the industry, I spent a fair amount of time just walking around looking at everything. The foliage is wonderfully stylized and well done, the characters and weapons look great too. However, I was able to find a few normal shadowing issues, baking artifacts, and a few little oddities. Not game-breaking at all, just interesting to notice. The matchmaking is a little weird too, and there seems to be some issues around that. I didn't really run into much, because I just played with friends. It seems like Saber is looking into it. The biggest problem I had in the game is understanding how to level, what guns I should be using on what enemies, and how to play each class. The trials are a great teacher on their abilities, but not necessarily when and how they should be used in a team dynamic. Even the easiest game mode in Operations can see 50-plus maniacs on screen all hunting you down, leading to furious problem-solving, relocating, shooting, and sword-swinging. This also made me feel like some weapons felt pointless in contrast to others, as previously mentioned, and some instructed combat maneuvers were a death sentence for you and your team. Reading the environment and funneling enemies tends to work no matter what, especially if you have a heavy on your team, throwing a mountain of bullets down a passageway at a horde of enemies. Also, using environmental explosives and things you see in the levels is greatly encouraged. Man, does that save you ammo in the long run. All in all, I did like the game, but it feels like there is a little learning curve to it. I think most people can pick it up, though. Might not be the way I learn things, but I see players on Twitch and YouTube figuring it out and having a lot of fun with it overall. A few pointers I would give to people starting out. First, play at least some of the campaign. Not only is it entertaining and cool to see, it trains you for the operations side of the game. The operations part of the game is where you get to create your own character, your own type of Marine, paint it up, experiment with different weapons and styles. It's a lot of fun. And fighting alongside your friends against all the different AI is a blast. Second, in operations, grab the Gene Seed! Please! This is a huge XP boost on every level. Given the oddity of how much it takes to go up to the higher levels and unlock certain things, get through those XP slumps quicker by grabbing the Gene Seed. It's worth looking around for. Take a minute, look through the level. The levels are big, way bigger than people think. A lot of little nooks and crannies with ammo and pickups everywhere, including the Gene Seed. It kind of gets you past that I can only play the lowest difficulty phase of the operation, which you tend to get stuck in. Lastly, try different classes. They don't let you have dupes of the same class in one squad currently, which I think kind of goes against the narrative of the game, but I hope they can fix that soon. Run through the trials for each class before settling on one for a match, though. They help understand its capability very quickly. Other than that, I don't want to spoil it too much. Go and try it, especially if you are a Warhammer fan, although if you're a Warhammer fan, you're already playing it. Either way, drop a comment on your thoughts on the game, positive or negative. I would love to hear your thoughts on it either way. Thanks, I look forward to seeing you out there.